Hello YouTube, got a question by mail. Could I show some stainless on the Jnat? So let's do the Patrick Alvik knives, ABL, Nylox. I've had these for ages, can't remember. Patrick says 7-8-year-old, but I think they're older because I had them a good bit before my kid and he's 6, so it doesn't matter. They're well used and loved. Just gonna try first with the Eivatane level 5 from Maxim over at Jnat, its own slurry. So I'm walking down the corners a little. Sorry, I got the man flu, so I'm pretty stuffy, so sorry, I need to blow my nose. And these are already sharp, I can't remember. Yes, I can. It's the Atoma 1200 and La Lune Edge. What you see, this ABL is devilishly sharp. Sorry for this, I'm gonna blow my nose off camera. Just so I can manage to speak. Add a few drops of water and just center that slurry. Just feeling if there's any particulates or grains. I can't really feel none. Let's start with what I think is gonna be the easiest steel to sharpen, and that is ABL, and then I'm moving to Nylox. I'm gonna do a little behind the edge. These were originally S-grind, which means a hollow here, and a hollow here. I've thinned them so much I've started to flatten the hollow. And if you don't understand what that means, it's basically hollow around like a razor. I flattened it so much I've started to remove the hollow. Very creamy. Using 500-600 grams here. Definitely cutting. Turning black straight away. As you see, this is high hardness ABL. When he made it, I think he said, was it 65 or something, basically as hard as you could get ABL. ABL is crazy tough. Has crazy, I mean crazy edge stability. Yeah, this Jnat got some power with its own slurry. Look at that. It started milk white. I put this to bones, literally not through, but against, and locked bones several times, butchering with it. I've abused it, done split what's kålrot, huge like this root vegetable. It's green and a little brown, very on the outside. Inside it's yellow, very sweet. I can't remember the English name, but I've split those. And yeah, this has seen abuse, and never had I had any edge damage other than extremely small chipping. And I mean extremely small. Yeah, this is cutting. Let's check how it polishes. Actually, can't see any difference from the Kitayama 4K and this actually. So. ABL is crazy slept on steel. The weird thing is, why ain't razors being made more in ABL? It's better than the carbon steels they using very often. It's insanely fine grained. It's insanely tough, which means it can take some abuse. It could probably hold a lower angle than most carbon steels. And it's crazy stainless, again crazily fine grained. It's literally one of the best of the best of the best steels. This is so thin it sings. I'm using 400-500 grams behind the edge here. And I'm gonna just again, I got hand cramps. It works here, but to find dexterity doing this with a razor, I cramp up, so can't do it anymore, so I'm selling them. If anybody wants 3 very good razors, I've sold the Parker, probably. I got the Fontana, the Three Kings, and the Golderex for sale. If anybody wants them, let me know. They are fantastic razors. Swedish steel in all of them, even the German one says Bohler steel, which is Swedish steel. Oh, I touched the tip. Let's try the finest GPO Nagra. Creating a very light slurry now, basically to avoid creating a burr and doing the edge. That's plenty. Definitely removing material. See that straight away from the swarf. Just gonna finish with the slurry, especially doing this dropping. The slurry doesn't slam into the apex, you're basically riding on it, and yeah, you can see the color of the slurry, so it's definitely moving metal. Look guys, I've treated the wood on these handles maybe once or twice since I got them, and they're older than my kid. I remember when they were new, I did mineral oil and beeswax, just blow dried that into them. I think I did it once later after half a year, yeah, and that's all they seen. So don't get scared of wood handles. Absolutely love these handles because they're small. They move the balance a little. We're not talking much, a tiny bit before the pinch grip, as you see. We're not talking half an inch even, but it just rests and wants to tip forward. If I keep it there, it's neutral. If I move back to the pinch, it just ever wants to tip forwards. So it wants to basically so light shopping. Just do this and it works. It's utterly fantastic, it is. Advertisement always works. That's a very good edge. There's a little graininess in the middle part there, like this tiny part. Yep, I can feel a little roughness there. Maybe I've hit some, yep, there's some small grains there. Probably what I felt also. It's a tiny inclusion there and there. Just gonna show you how little it takes. Focusing on that part. Doesn't take much to fix an extremely small apex. When I mean extremely small, I mean extremely small, guys. It may be from use also, and yeah, use my knives and is honest. I could lie and said the edge was perfect there, but it wasn't. You wouldn't notice the difference. There I can't feel anything. So there's it, it's back. So, wash. And we're at 14 minutes. This was my favorite on the Laloon. Let's test it here. Slurry so easily. So I'm after some more Jnats now, preferably some that can cut a little. Just 1, 2 drops. just feeling, so there isn't any grain. People may laugh at that and think, well, there isn't. Well, sometimes there is. This is Nylox, which is a pretty durable, tough tool still. Again, very thin, and yes, again, it's cutting. Definitely seeing that swerve being changed. You can't even see it's still shiny. Again, pretty stupidly thin. Picking up a little bit of graininess there actually, just the tiniest amount. Can't feel it on the stone, so it's probably while I'm sharpening. I'm not using much force, 2, 3, 4, 500 grams ish. It's hard to be very exact, then you need a kitchen scale. And look guys, we're not there. Using a little more than light pressure, a firm pressure, but not hard. Again, definitely removing metal. Not the stone itself, it needs the slurry or else it seems dead. No grains this time. Let's try its own slurry for edge. This is a old DMT course. DMT diasharp course. Had probably 7, 8, 9, 10 years flattening stones, and it still works. So people plates lasts. You don't use stupid pressures with them or do stupid things. If I use this hard on a gummy stainless, it would probably last 2, 3 sharpenings. Which it's weird. Either I see people says they have diamond 5 years plus, or it's like, yeah, it lasted 5 weeks. It's like there's no in between. Sorry about this. You see one. And checking just. Nope. What was. There's a tiny bit of something somewhere. There, I think I got it. I think it's from when I sealed the stone that it's getting onto the stone. think it's clean there, yep. This feels actually better than the Laloon, but the Laloon gives me better edges. It gives me more bite and more tooth. So I'm after a coarser Jnat, not very coarse, but something in the, and here comes the grit. The 2 to say 3-4K range. Again, you see from the swarf it's cutting, so can you see it turned out much lighter than changed colors. It just goes to show you, people are like, oh, you sharpen too often, you will wear your knives down. Well, I sharpen these for fun. I've probably taken less than 2 millimeters blade height off from new. So they will last. My kid will probably inherit this and the ABL when he's grown up or something. If he wants to make real food, that is. It's his choice. Definitely toothy, very good edge, but not the electric feel like I'm getting from the Laloon. Wants to grab my nail, but again, not that I'm getting from the Laloon. It's cutting paper, it's sharper. I'm doing the rounded part, call it a nose or tip or what you want, because I sharpen that also for the rag cuts. You see it's push cutting there. It's very sharp. As you can see, just this basically aligns the edge. I feel basically straightens and gathers the teeth. And look, it's plain denim, but I can feel a difference after this. So it gets help, no help. Yeah, it gets rid of any moisture that may hide in the edge. That's silly. I always say that with Patrick knives, they take edge like nothing else. It's the same with Aaron knives. They just take edge, guys, like so easy. Oh, let's try the ABL again. I forgot to do this. Even though it's stainless, it's a good thing to do. was just denim bunching up. There. I enjoy sharpening on naturals so much. Oh man, that's... the hell was that? It's silly. Sharp. The ABL is literally a razor still. So, but it's insane. Let's try for fun. The magnacut will it cut that. Am I still filming? Yep. Little grain there again. Let's try it with, I think it was more abrasive on its own. If I remember correctly, I may not. So, sorry if I remember wrong. Now I'm getting older. Can't feel anything. I don't know if you can see how milky white that is on the stone starting. So let's see. Some places I found says that some Jnats have a little aluminum oxide in them, like the synthetic abrasive. Most places a quartz silica, but I don't know. Let's try behind the edge. Just polishing here. Looks like it's changing color, so it's doing something. This is 64 HRC. Yep, it's definitely cutting. You can see by the swarf color. This is way harder to cut, in my opinion. I'm no Larry and Thomas, so if I'm wrong here, don't kill me. But this is way harder to cut, in my opinion, than Aogami Super or white or blue paper steel. Even if they are a little harder on the HRC. Again, I'm behind the edge here. And you'll see I can't tell the difference in polish from that and the Kitayama actually, so let's try them with a little slurry. It's a little bit grainy, which worries me, but might leave a little serrated edge on the magnacut, which I like. So it's getting really dry. I'm using very light pressure here when slurring, basically just letting the stone glide. on magnacut, guys. This is thin. It looks like a freaking needle. If I can get it. Can you see? Looks like a needle. Definitely cutting. I'm using a little more pressure on this. 300-400 grams. Definitely cutting the edge. I can't say without a really expensive microscope if it's cutting the carbides. I really don't think it's cutting vanadium carbides. You need CBN or diamond or silicon carbide, is it named, to do that, but it's definitely cutting steel, which is seriously impressive. We'll see that by the swarf. Can't feel any grains there, so pretty confident with just refining. I want to try more Jnats, more Naguras, more, but I can't afford them, so I'm basically I need someone to help me out on my channel, sponsoring me. No, that's a little rude to say, but that's how it is with channels. Like every big channel, I know I'm not big, but I want to be. I want to be an honest channel that shows everything without lying, without editing, without... Yeah, I want to show the good, the bad, the ugly, basically like the movie. I want to show everything. I would not have guessed that it would cut magnacut, but it does. You have so many different kind of Naguras and Jnats and mines and stratas you can have. How do I say this? It might be I've misunderstood, but you can have one Jnat, just say out here, I think that's more the color than anything, from different mines or places, different hardnesses, different how deep they are, etc. No stones are alike with naturals, which is kind of what I like, but it's also hard then to find the really good ones, because the really good ones are often kept by the Japanese like a freaking treasure. And I understand it. I would totally do that myself. Why should you give away the best? I'm so confident in this edge, I can't understand that it shouldn't be very sharp, so it definitely cut some of the hard stainless. And no, it isn't Maxamet or Rex 121 or stupid steels like I call them, but they are in the upper echelon of what you're gonna see in kitchen knives. Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. What best I like to do show bite. Just place the weight. And yeah, it wants to dig through. it literally wants to go through. Let's do a little force. Actually not that hard to do. And now people saying probably you wanted it. Well, if you can't make one cut, then again, that's why I'm after 2T, because it increases the edge performance. This feels very near electric, but refined at the same time. Pretty grabby. Again, not like the Laloon grabby. So I think a little less fine Jnat will give me it. That's after cutting the roll of paper, mind you. Doing those. Doing those. Doing circles. If I'm not hitting my finger, I couldn't continue, or else I would hit my finger. Just a tip. Look, it's sharp. So yeah, Jnats can cut magnacut too. I'm wanting something a little more coarse, with a little more bite. I'm guessing this Aivatani, is it, if I'm pronouncing correctly, is hard to put a number, but 8-ish, maybe 9K. And the Laloon is 5, 6, 7 maybe. But the edge feels more toothy of it, way more toothy. So yeah, but it's fun to try. Now we know Jnats can cut magnacut. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, cut a roll of paper today, and leave a comment. Bye.